Hello everyone, it's your favorite realtor, Erica Hernandez with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate Gary Green. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. I am so refreshed. You guys saw that I was able to take a break last week. I did not post any video because I actually told myself I need a real vacation. I actually called it a staycation because I did not take on any appointments or any new clients. I just stayed home, enjoyed some time off, did some chores around the house, and just overall enjoyed peace and quiet. As realtors, we're not really able to take off completely. So yes, I answered a few calls and a few emails, but nothing as crazy as it has been for me the past couple of months. I do appreciate your patience and your understanding of me taking some time off. I did get some people saying, good for you taking some time off. So that was great. So normally I let the questions that people ask me during showings or doing listing appointments, I let that guide me to come up with some content, some video, because they're actual things that are coming up in my daily life. This week, I want to address the most commonly asked question by buyers that I'm working with, especially right now. I have a ton of buyers that I'm working with. The number one question buyers love to ask is, why are the sellers selling? If you would like to learn the answer to that question, please stay tuned. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Erica Houston Realtor, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. And go to my website at www.ericahoustonrealtor.com. Okay guys, so let's get started. Many times buyers do ask me, why are the sellers selling? That is a question that most people want to know. Normally they want to know because they want to know if there was something wrong with the house, maybe the neighborhood, is it a dangerous neighborhood? Are they having issues with the neighbors nearby? They just want to know what's happening here. Is there a problem? And that's completely understandable. So a lot of times we do ask the seller's agent who is selling the property this question, and sometimes they aren't able to actually disclose. As part of our listing package, when we put a house on the market, we do ask the seller if they would like to disclose why they're selling the property. If they choose to tell us why and they're okay with us disclosing that information, we do make them sign an agreement that says that we are able to disclose why the sellers are actually moving or selling the property. But if we do not have permission, we just tell the buyer's agent that we cannot disclose that. That being said, some of the answers when we ask why is a seller selling are the following. One of the reasons that sellers choose to sell their home is because of work. Many times if they have been relocated and home is just too far away, they want to live near their works. So it's a little more convenient to get to work and come back home at the end of a busy work day. Work can be relocated locally or, in another state or another country. Work tends to be one of the reasons that we choose to live in a certain area. So that is actually the number one reason why sellers choose to sell. In no particular order, I'm going to go through the other reasons why sellers sell. Statistically, people sell their home every 7 to 10 years. The reason for that is because the first home you buy usually is a starter home. Your 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,200 to about 1,500 square feet. It's comfortable at the time. You can be a new couple with a baby, or you just have one child and your family grows. So when your family grows, you need more space. And right now, especially people that already have a growing family, plus they're working from home and they need a home office, they're really needing that space. So especially right now with COVID and everything going on, people are needing more space. And that is one of the reasons that they're selling their current home. Another reason I've heard sellers sell their home is because they are no longer comfortable in the neighborhood. It is possible that when they first moved there, the neighborhood was great. It was quiet, and then all of a sudden it got very noisy, too many kids or, new families in the area. And if it's someone who doesn't have kids themselves or, older couples, they don't want to be around that much noise. Or even if the crime rate has changed, that's a big reason why people would want to move. If the neighborhood is just no longer, safe for you and your family and you don't feel comfortable, that could be another reason why you move. Now, in this case, I would say if that is the reason why someone is moving, they may choose not to disclose that. Although a seller might choose not to disclose something like that the crime rate has really gone up, we have the ability as buyer's agents, when we represent a buyer, to guide our clients to the neighborhoods that we think are very safe And also we give them the information so that they can look up crime rates themselves. These are all public records that they can see online. They can see crime rates, what type of crime is happening in the area. This is not a secret. So it's not that the seller is hiding something. They're just choosing not to say the primary reason why they're moving, and that's okay. They don't have to disclose. Another reason someone might be selling their home is because maybe they have lost someone in their family, either the mother, the father, or someone who is responsible for all the bills, and that other party is no longer able to afford the bills for the home. That could be another reason. Now, as far as death or loss of someone on the property, if someone died naturally on a property, we can choose not to disclose that. It was a natural event. If it happened in the home, you can choose to disclose or not disclose. You really don't have to legally. Now, if there was some kind of crime such as murder in the home and someone did pass because of a crime, then you do have to legally disclose that. So that may be something that could hurt your sale. You do have to legally tell the prospective buyer that there was a murder on the property and caused a death or a loss of a family member. It gets super tricky with real estate. There's so many legal things, and if you're using someone who's experienced, especially when we're sitting with our sellers and they might choose not to tell us certain things, we have to point out that, you know, these things legally they do have to report. And if you don't have someone who's experienced and you choose not to report what happened there and you get into legal issues later, you're going to really regret it. So when you're shopping for a realtor, make sure that you're using someone who's knowledgeable and experienced. Another reason people might sell is if they lost their job, you know, they're under unemployment right now, especially these COVID times. Maybe they cut their hours at work and they no longer can afford this home. That might be another reason that they choose to just go ahead and sell the property and go find another property that's a little bit more affordable. Now, taxes is another reason why sellers might decide to sell if their taxes in their area are going up way too high. This is something I commonly see inside of the city. People that bought their homes years ago and taxes were kind of increasing, and then recently with this boom of prices and sales price all around town, their taxes just went up. Their values went up way too much, and they just can't afford the taxes per year anymore. And that could be another reason why sellers sell. I know there's a ton more reasons that I could share with you today. The last one I'm going to share is actually one that's a little hard to deal with as a realtor. I have done this in the past with sellers. Sellers could be selling because of divorce. So they can be divorcing and deciding to split ways. Divorce is a really sad thing to go through. And so as a realtor, I feel like I'm pretty passionate about helping people in general and being understanding to both parties. And I have done this in the past. You know, we sell houses for people that are just deciding to divorce and just split ways and go their own route and, you know, just make what they can off of the sale. In some cases, if their divorce is pretty quick after the wedding and they had just moved in, they might not have enough equity to actually sell the home. So sometimes they'll have to actually bring money in order to sell the home because they don't have any equity. Most times equity does pay for the sale of your home for all the realtor fees and brokerage fees. But yeah, that's another one that most people choose not to disclose. You know, they might tell us, hey, Erica, I don't know if people are going to ask why we're moving, but I don't want you to say that, you know, because of divorce. Now, sometimes it's hard to really not say the truth because once you move in, the neighbors kind of sometimes know what's going on. They might have seen, you know, the wife leave months before, and then all of a sudden now the husband is gone too. And they might even tell the person who just moved in that they saw maybe like a divorce happen or something like that. And most times it's better to just say the truth, because if you don't say the truth, the neighbors will. I do highly recommend that you do say the truth about why you're selling your home, unless it's going to put you in a compromising situation where you feel like you're not going to get the most for your money. So if you really feel that way, you can choose not to disclose, and make sure that you're signing something with your realtor that says in writing that you choose not to disclose that information, so that she doesn't go off and, you know, tell people all around the real reason why you're moving, which most realtors won't, but it could slip while they're having conversation with another realtor. So just make sure you have the proper documentation. in general, you know, asking your realtor, hey, can you find out why the sellers are moving? Sometimes, you know, they might come back and it's not even the real truth. So it's not something you should heavily rely on. I think you should do your own research, drive around the property. If you're choosing you want to buy this property, see if you can talk to the neighbors prior to purchasing the property, or you can do your own research, crime rates online, you know, find out the history of the home. Tax records have a lot of history on the home. Public records have a lot of information that can help you kind of determine why they're moving. A lot of times we can see if the taxes went up in the last year by a drastic amount, and that could be the reason why they're leaving, because taxes are crazy and they're way too high. And if you don't think they're too high for you and your income and your family, then that's good for you, but it could have been a little higher for the person who was already living there. Either way, if you guys have someone you know that is purchasing a property or wanting to sell theirs, I would love to work with them. I do appreciate all the referrals. They have been keeping me pretty busy this year. I'm so blessed and super thankful. Until next time, I can't wait to see you for my newest video. Thank you so much for watching and have a blessed week.